it yesterday.
It's great. Good morning. I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to our Commissioners Board meeting for Thursday, August the 13th. We are in person and also broadcasting on Microsoft Teams Town Hall, as well as BCTV. We'll begin the meeting with a moment of silence, followed by a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'll recognize my executive assistant, Veronica Lepore, to read the public comment notice.
Good morning. Thank you. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much. Are there any additions or corrections to the August 6th meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We had no executive sessions between our last meeting and the meeting this morning. Do we have any public comment on specific agenda items? Nothing in person and nothing online. So we will jump right into our agenda. Item 1, authorizing. Under that, Budget Department, adopt a resolution authorizing 2026 budget transfers in the amount of $107,133 and 2026 appropriations in the amount of $305,437 per listing dated August the 7th of 2026. Under purchasing, Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing a recommendation to award and further authorize the Director of Contracts and Procurement to execute 4 agreements as a result of an invitation to bid for food provisions for a period of 1 year for the jail system, Parks and Rec Department, Berks County Youth Shelter, and Shelter Care as follows. Contract number 1 goes to Food Galore out of West Hampton, New Jersey. Estimated annual expenditure, $1,672,516.96. Contract 2, Clover Farms here in Reading, Pennsylvania. Estimated annual expenditure, $45,016.98. Contract number 3, Bimbo Bakeries, Wilmington, Delaware. Estimated annual expenditure, $206,507.47. And contract number 4, Hershey Creamery Company, doing business as Hershey Ice Cream out of Harrisburg, PA. Estimated annual expenditure, $17,673.28. Excuse me. Several items listed under Human Resources. Authorize the appointment. I have it spelled here phonetically, so give me a second. Authorize the appointment of Chandrima Dashkupa to Law Clerk 1, Court Administration. And that's it. That was an unusual name, but I try to get names right. If I didn't, somebody can let me know. Item 2, authorize the appointment of Michael Latini to Senior Financial Analyst, Budget and Finance. Item 3, authorize the promotion of Jennifer Wallace from County Caseworker Supervisor 1 to Continuous Quality Improvement Manager, Children and Youth Services. 2 items listed under the Commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, Child Advocacy Centers, birth certificate funds, grant application for the District Attorney's Office. This resolution shall further authorize Kevin S. Barnhart, Chief Operations Officer, to execute all documents and agreements necessary to facilitate and assist in obtaining the requested grant. The funds will provide financial support for a portion of the salary and benefits for the director of the Children's Alliance Center. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointments of George Stuck, or the appointment of George Stuck III, President and CEO of Alloy Fabrications, to the Berks County Workforce Development Board. Mr. Stuck will fill an unexpired term ending June 30th of 27, representing the small business A1 category. Item 2, a motion to authorize the execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated August the 10th of 2026. There are a total of 19 contracts, 1 with adult probation, 1 with the Area Agency on Aging, 7 with Children and Youth Services and Juvenile Probation, 1 with Human Resources, 2 with Information Systems, 1 with the Berks County Jail, 4 with Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities, 1 with Parks and Rec, and 1 with the Prothonotary. And item 3, a motion to authorize the execution of payments and electronic transfers for the week ending August the 14th of 2026.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented. I will be, due to a conflict, I will be abstaining on items 1 and 17 related to the Council on Chemical Abuse, and items 14 and 15 related to the Berks County Redevelopment Authority in the contract agenda.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded with the noted exceptions for Commissioner Rivera. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll move now to reports of our treasurer and controller, and we'll begin with our Berks County Treasurer, Mitch Darcourt. Mitch.
Thank you, Commissioner. Today, we have an opening balance of $290,503,985.02. We have a balance to clear of $6,148,999.82, leaving us with a balance of $284,354,985.20. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And in the absence of our County Controller, Joe Rutterow, we have the Accounts Payable Manager for the Controller's Office, Carol Politz.
Good morning. Thank you, Commissioners.
Morning.
For the
Good
week
morning.
ended August 14th, 2026, we have an accounts payable of $4,813,071.63. We have an employee payroll of $5,633,333.77 for a total cash disbursement of $10,446,405.40. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carol. We'll move now to our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Our team has nothing to offer at the present time. Thank you.
Okay. With that, we will move to Commissioners' comments. And I want to hit several things, and I'm going to share my screen with some photos. Let me pull that up. So you should. So I believe it was the beginning of this week, Veronica, we went over to the Berks Encore. They had a special event with the regular congregate care meals. The new provider is Helping Harvest, utilizing their commercial kitchen. Veronica and I went over. This was the meal. I ate everything. It was quite good. Helping Harvest is doing a great job, and more importantly, at a savings. I am somewhat cautious in saying this. I've said it at the event. I think my colleagues from time to time have helped distribute Meals on Wheels.
Yep.
And often I looked at the meals I was distributing and said, oh boy, I don't know that I would want to eat that. Helping Harvest has changed that. In the near future, we are going to be getting an opportunity here to try out their frozen meals that are microwavable. And I'm planning to do that, report on that as well. But overall, I've heard very good reports on these meals. And this was a great meal. And I want to thank Helping Harvest. Our area agency on aging is the one that put out the RFP to get a new provider, and for Berks Encore in hosting us at their senior center right here in downtown Reading. Last week, I was able to participate in the Kutztown's Fair's annual fair, and they had an evening dedicated to America 250. I was one of the speakers. This is a picture with the Brandywine Fife and Drum Corps. They've been at a lot of different events this year that I know even my colleagues have been attending. It was a great event, and I was able to talk about what America 250 is all about. And then yesterday, Veronica, myself, took 4 students, high school students, up to Penn State Ag Progress Days, where we met Kim Fees. These are some photos. Our students helped me out here. We had Cameron next to me. She is from Hamburg. Andrea, also Hamburg. Kylie, Governor Mifflin, and Knox from Schuylkill Valley. I don't know who the other person is standing next to Knox. It was a student we picked up along the way. No, that's Veronica. Veronica did an amazing job putting this whole event together. And then the 2 people on the outer edge, Kim Fees would be on the right. Kim met us up there, spent the entire day with us. And then on the left is Amy Bradford. She's the community relation manager and educator for Penn State Extension for our region. She did a great job getting us on some tours and connecting with different things. One of the tours that we took, and I just have, I think, one photo, we went into a barn, and I've never been in this barn. It's owned by the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture, but is a partnership between the Department of Agriculture and Penn State Extension. And they test genetics and all the things that impact the quality of beef by testing bulls. And they go into feed, all types of things. At the end, these bulls are sold to the private sector to improve the quality and genetics of their herds. Very, very impressive. The students that we had were quite impressed with what they learned, and they heard from both Penn State and the Department of Ag. We were there for the public officials luncheon. The lady in the middle is Penn State President Neely Beneputi. She always tries to take a picture with our students. We also got a picture with Secretary of Ag, Russ Redding. Again, he's another guy that just, when he sees me, knows we have students, steps up, introduces himself. This is Congressman Glenn Thompson. He was kind of the rock star at the program yesterday. Everyone, Democrat and Republican, praised him on what he has been able to do for ag nationally, but especially for ag in Pennsylvania. This young lady is Andrea Hicks, and as part of last year's 4-H project, she put a speech together about legislation that was passed last year requiring whole milk in public schools. That legislation was Congressman Thompson's legislation. She had no idea she was going to meet him. She got to meet him, and here she's telling him about winning the contest in Pennsylvania and then going to nationals in Orlando with that speech. We didn't know about it until he was speaking, and we were able to meet with him during lunch. And he took time with each of the students, which was really pretty cool. Russ Redding, of course, was one of the speakers, but Russ Redding, Dr. Beneputi, another person from Penn State, Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis, and there might have been another individual, all praised Glenn Thompson as a pretty amazing advocate for agriculture in Pennsylvania. And I point this out, he's the first chair of the U.S. House Ag Committee since before the Civil War from Pennsylvania. We haven't had that, so it's a big deal. Picture of our group after lunch as we're starting to walk around. Tim DeFore, Auditor General, was there. We were able to get a picture with him. He again spent some time talking to our students. Attorney General Dave Sunday was there. He spent time talking with our students as well. There was an America 250 display from Pennsylvania Preferred. So our students dressed up for that. It was packed. It was one of the best weather days I've ever had. Normally it's cooking hot, really dry, dust everywhere. Here I don't know if I'd say it was cool. It was in the low 80s, but it was pretty nice compared to some of what I've experienced. We always ask the question of our students, are you red or green? You have any idea what that means, Lynn? John Deere or International. And 2 were John Deere and 2 were International, so we had to do both. This is a huge combine, 30-foot across combine, John Deere. And incidentally, I should mention, he's not in the picture. This is a company owned by a family in the 3rd generation. And the gentleman that spoke to us, 3rd generation leaders, 19 years old, and talked about they have a family farm of like 400 acres. They have Bell and Evans chicken houses. They started, as a result of that, a trucking company, primarily hauling for Bell and Evans. And then they started a ag machinery company. The whole family was there. It was really pretty neat. A Mennonite family, to see what they've been able to do. This was a demonstration area. One of the neat things about Penn State Ag Progress Days that's different than Farm Show is their fields all around. And so they actually will cut hay or cut straw, and then they test different pieces of equipment. Here you can kind of see there were 4 different roll balers. And so they shut them down, obviously, and let everybody come up, inspect the different pieces of equipment, the different rollers. It's, again, pretty incredible. This is a neat picture for a couple reasons. One, this is red. So CB Huber has an America 250 tractor, and this is their America 250 tractor. What else is pretty neat, if you zoom in here, this gentleman, his name is Brad Hershey. Brad Hershey's grandfather was CB Huber. Brad Hershey's father is former state representative Art Hershey. I met Brad Hershey back in 1982 when my wife and I ran his dad's campaign for State House. He was 19 years old. I was 23. Just was really kind of neat to connect. They're up there all the time. And I believe that's the last picture, but thought that was a great way to end what we were experience. Two other quick items. On August the 21st, most of you are aware, Muhlenberg Township, Jim Dietrich Park has Riverfest. Riverfest is going to be shooting off fireworks on August 21st. These are the fireworks that were supposed to be shot off on July the 4th for the Star Spangled Spectacular. We're going to be recognizing and working with Riverfest and Kelly from Riverfest, recognizing the sponsors that are sponsored these fireworks. I will be speaking briefly on America 250, but encourage you to come out to all of Riverfest. Jim Dietrich Park is probably one of the most well-run and largest municipal parks in the county and possibly in a lot of areas. And they do amazing programs, but Riverfest is one of them. If you want to see the fireworks, they'll be happening on the 21st. The last item, this Saturday at the Miller Center, and the event is already sold out. I'm probably going to say the name of the Italian opera wrong. La Bohème, I believe, is the proper way to say it. I'm going to be in it with Lucine Sahelnik in an opera. The good news is,
What role are you playing? Who are you? What are you
I'm a
singing?
waiter.
Oh, okay.
The good news is neither of us are singing. Neither of us have a speaking role, but we are out on stage several different times. We both were at practice last night. We have another practice on Friday evening. It's a lot of fun. I was with some of the same folks a couple of years ago with De Fledermaus opera over at St. Ignatius. They're really fun group of people. I won't understand a thing. It's all in Italian. So all of my marks are signals that I have to watch for from the actors. Lucine has the same thing, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And they told us last night that they're sold out for the show on Saturday. That's all that I have. We'll move now to Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebuck. I have a few items here. Last week, I said I'd speak about the CCAP conference, which we were at. I didn't have the opportunity to do that last week, but on Sunday, we arrived Saturday night. On Sunday morning, had the board meeting, which ran all morning. The afternoon, one of the places I went was the Economic and Workforce Development Committee meeting. I belong to that committee. One of the things we spoke about was continued conversations around the 2026 work plan, excuse me, which has 5 items. One is workforce and the impact of the shifting demographics on county workforces. Excuse me. Second is regulatory reforms and the different types of reforms that are required at the state level for the benefit of counties. Item 3 was transportation funding to ensure alignment with county priorities. 4 was attainable and affordable housing. Again, a lot of conversation around that. And the 5th area is retention and recruitment of young residents, and we're looking at strategies aimed to attracting, developing, and retaining young talent across Pennsylvania. You know, in Pennsylvania, we have an aging workforce. So we're looking at ways as how we can attract and maintain young people here in Pennsylvania. Also attended an EMS workshop talking about different things that have been done throughout the Commonwealth, specifically 3 of them. But the one thing was clear with those 3 groups that were formed and the other speakers is that there's really no long-term fix that the counties can do. For long-term fix, it needs to be addressed at the state level. So anything that these groups were doing is short-term fixes. They all recognize that a long-term fix needs to be addressed at the state level. So that's something they've been working on, is working with the legislature and the administration to try to get some things changed around EMS to ensure the long-term viability of the emergency medical services here in Pennsylvania. There are different sessions throughout the conference. In the general session, we voted for the new set of officers for the upcoming year. That is for the calendar year. They're voted on now in August, but they don't start till January the 1st. Throughout the conference, we also had different speakers. We had Commissioner Leinbach spoke about Congressman G.T. Thompson. He was there. He spoke to the group. We had Senator McCormick there speaking to the group. Treasurer Stacey Garrity was there speaking to the group. Governor Shapiro was invited but was not able to attend in person, but he did send an online video to share. And Senator Fetterman was also invited, but he was not able to attend. We also had a panel discussion on early voting, and we had representatives from Florida and was it Maryland, the other person, and from Maryland talking about what they do in their states and how early voting works there and how it's going for them. We also had discussions, a panel discussion around data centers as well. Different people here, Pennsylvania, the pros and the cons, and what should be looked at when a community is looking at accepting a data center. And also, as we had mentioned prior, we had Kevin and Larry and Laura and others from the other 4 counties talking about the youth detention center as well. So a lot of good sessions there and panel discussions at the conference. And also had the opportunity to visit the different vendors throughout the conference, bring back vendors to share with our senior staff here and department heads to see if there's anything that they would have interested in learning more about. So a great experience there at the annual conference. This past week, I also had a session last Friday. I had the opportunity to go to a musical at the Yoakum Institute for the Arts. And it was a musical comedy around the birth of America, around the signing of the Declaration of Independence, since we are in the 250th celebration of the Declaration. That is something that was focused on there. Great job done there by the Yoakum and the youth in that musical. Had a great time there. It was about a 3-hour musical, but really good and a great message there. Spoke about how divided it was and actually how they came to the consensus to be able to move forward with the Declaration of Independence. Tonight is the Recovery Awareness Night at the Fightin' Phils, which is put on by SOS Berks, which is an opioids group here in Berks County, as well as the Berks Counseling Center. And tonight is to celebrate those who are living in recovery and let people know that recovery is possible and that you are able to live in recovery. So if you don't have anything to do, please join us tonight at the Fightin' Phils as we celebrate recovery. There will be different vendors there also that deal with recovery. So if you know of anyone that needs different types of resources, please drop by and you can get that there. Also, tomorrow morning, we will be having our employee recognition breakfast. We've said this and we will continue to say it. We are 3 of us here on the 13th floor, about 2,100 employees throughout the county. And it is those employees who make the county run day in and day out. So tomorrow we will be celebrating those who celebrate anniversaries in 5-year increments. So 5, 10, 15. What's the oldest one tomorrow, Jess? Do you know off the top of your head? 45 years. So tomorrow we will have someone celebrating 45 years at the county. That is a long time. So thank you to all the employees for all that you do. And also congratulations to those who we will be recognizing tomorrow. And my last item is next Wednesday is a Greater Reading Chamber Alliance annual picnic that I will be attending that as well. If it rains, the rain date is on Thursday. So looking forward to a great time there, always at the Greater Reading Chamber Annual Picnic. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Rivera. Commissioner Dante Santoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, I'm having a little issue here. Just a couple quick things. The Reading Public Library, September is National Library Card Sign-Up Month, and the Reading Public Library is involved, and I was invited by Carolyn Spano, who is the Director of Development and Communications, to be involved in a social media campaign with regards to signing up, getting young people and all people to get a library card. So we were down at the Reading Library yesterday for that photo. It's, as I said, it's a national campaign organized by the American Library Association since 1987. So look for that social media campaign out in September. They were looking for some local celebrities to do the photo. And I guess since they couldn't find any, they asked me. So it was, it was good to be there along with a few others. I think D.A. Adams was there as well. Today is the culmination of a week-long camp through the Penn State Extension. Amy Bradford has invited us. Berks County 4-H is hosting their third annual Food Truck Frenzy Summer Day Camp at the North Campus. We were invited to be judges, so hopefully our next meeting won't last that long, and we can get over there to judge some of the campers. They're going to be creating and designing their own food truck. They learned about had a week-long, as I said, a 4-day camp, 20 participants learning about food science and food safety. And hopefully we can get a chance to get over there for a little bit today. The other things I was talk about were covered. The only community event I wanted to mention is this Saturday on Penn Avenue in West Reading is the French Fry Fest. So that's from 12 noon to 6 p.m. You'll probably see me strolling around for a little bit anyway. So if you get an opportunity to get there, I recommend that you do. It's always a fun time had by all. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much, Commissioner Santoni. Any comments from our row officers?
I don't have anything at this time.
And neither do I. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Lynn? Oh, there are? Yeah. They just told me later. Okay, there are still tickets. Where did you go on? What's the website? Just look up Berks Opera. They'll find it. Miller Center. Okay. Very good. Good to know. We have nobody in person. We do have one online. I will. Two? I will refresh. Okay, yep, I see that. The first one is Craig Schaefer, Cumru Township. I'm calling on our commissioners to hold a public meeting to discuss the county's voluntary, collaboration with ICE. Please hold a single issue public meeting open to comments from everyone so you can hear directly from constituents. Lehigh County Commissioners recently held a similar meeting to address their policy and practices. I want to remind everyone involved that all people are innocent until proven guilty, and that referring to the people you have handed over as only criminals is a false statement. The documents the county has released have shown these people as charged and not convicted. In many cases, they haven't even seen a judge. I've heard the district attorney and Judge Lash refer to these people as all criminals, which is shocking to me, coming from people within the justice system who should know better. You, the commissioners, are exactly who I should be talking to about this voluntary practice. While we have grave concerns over ICE policies, actions, and enforcement tactics, my comments directly take aim at the Berks County law enforcement's voluntary agreement with that agency. The next comment is from Jane Palmer of Why Missing. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for your continued support. Berksheim, a public treasure and lifesaver for many county families. My comment today is a repeat of one I made at the prison board meeting yesterday. I ask you as members of that board to expand access to the workings of the prison board by video recording all public meetings and archive those recordings on the county website for future reference. Increasing numbers of community members are concerned about our policy of handing people who would normally be released from jail directly into the hands of ICE. The room was packed yesterday. full of people who had taken time out of their busy day to be there and be heard. The public and the press deserve to know more about the prison board than what's currently available in the minutes, which fail to include any meaningful details about public comment and certainly no emotion. Please record and archive all public prison board meetings. Thank you. That brings us to the end of the public comment period.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Meeting stands adjourned.